So am I a minimalist, or am I just a person looking for a simplified life? Happy April! Can anybody believe it is April? I am so excited for April, for spring. The birds are chirping. I am so ready for the beautiful flowers and the warm air. Because I am so excited for spring, a lot of times people think about spring cleaning and just getting their things and their lives in order. For the month of April, I plan to deliver to you content that has to do with how to simplify, declutter, what minimalism is. Am I a minimalist? Am I not? I'm going to talk about beginner tips into minimalism or simplifying. I'm going to talk about common mistakes people have during that. I'm going to talk about how to declutter sentimental items. I'm also going to talk about the hardest one for me, which is curating a wardrobe of things that you love that all go together, and my tips and tricks. In today's video, I'm going to talk about two things. One, my experience into minimalism, and am I a minimalist? And two is I want to tell you guys why your house looks cluttered. Once you know why your house looks cluttered, you're going to start realizing it, and all of the content that I'm going to give you in April is going to help you solve those problems. I believe it was 2018 when I first watched the documentary Minimalism by the Minimalist, Joshua Melbourne and Ryan Nicodemus. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it. Now, they do have two documentaries now, Minimalism and I can't remember the name of the other one, but they have two and they're on Netflix. I think you only probably need to watch one because they both pretty much tell the same story a bit. The second one dives a little more into their background, but either one of them, when I watched that movie, I remember where I was. Things that change your life, you remember very vividly the details, and I remember where I was. And it was almost as if a light bulb went off. Have you ever had that happen where something like literally a switch is flipped in your life? What minimalism, what the concept gave me, and the idea and the premise behind it, it woke me up from the constant bombardment or the reality that I thought that I had to consume in order to be like everybody else. I thought that was a normal way of life. So until you know better, you don't know any different and you think you're just living normally. What this gave me was the power of choice. It woke me up to realize I don't have to spend constant amounts of money on stuff. And it also made me realize how bad for the environment it was, how bad for my mental health it was, obviously how bad for my pocket it was. Once you see a counter argument to a narrative that has been put out via social media, via news feeds, via just culture, it is amazing that you can almost have a free mind and a free thinking spirit. I want you guys to start thinking about something as we approach the content for April. I am going to give you 8 ideas of why your house might look cluttered. And once I say them to you, you might start looking at things a little bit differently. Number 1 is overfilled bookshelves. And this kind of goes for anything like a credenza, overfilled, overcluttered. Your bookshelves are literally full of books. They go from the sides all the way to the top. There's no room, no open space. Same thing with maybe a credenza. You've got all of these family pictures and little tchotchkes all over the place. And yes, they might mean something to you, but when you take a bookshelf and have, this many books and maybe a couple of sentimental items, it kind of opens your eye up more to look at the beautiful things that you do have. Number 2 is all of that stuff on your refrigerator. Now I know as parents, or if you are a parent, we want to display our child's beautiful artwork, but I am constantly curating what is on that fridge. It's obviously a lot more than what I had before I had a child, But all the stuff, the pictures, the magnets, the menus, the child's artwork, the calendars from the insurance company that are magnets, which you think are great to have on the refrigerator, it just visually looks cluttered. Number 3 is my biggest pet peeve. Now on this list, tell me what your biggest pet peeve is. This one is my biggest. Chargers, cords, plugs, sitting on counters, or just exposed. My husband loves to sit to charge all of his devices in one area on the kitchen counter. And I'm saying to him so many times, you know, this is the kitchen counter, which means there are liquids, which means they could get onto your electronics. I'm just saying. And then he will leave them out, and he'll leave his Bluetooth speaker out, and he will leave all of the chargers out. I literally bought a credenza that had an open area so that you could just easily shove that stuff in there. I've got a basket, that's where it goes. So any of the chargers that go to any of our electronics, they have a place where we can shut the door and not see them. Number 4 is leaving things out on your kitchen counter. So let's talk about a toaster. It sits out on your counter 24 hours a day. Let's assume you eat toast every single day. It takes about, 30 seconds to 1 minute to toast. So for the remaining 23 hours and 59 minutes of the day, it just sits on the counter, not being used. Maybe think about freeing up some space within the cabinets that you can put things like that toaster when you're not using it. I love nothing more than a clean, open kitchen counter. Obviously, there are plenty of things I love more, but I really enjoy a clean, open kitchen counter. Number 5 is having too much or too large of furniture pieces within a space. If you're moving, if you are looking at new furniture, things that are inside of a store often look smaller than when you put them in your house. They'll look a lot bigger once you get them in the house because your house is smaller than a 4,000 square foot warehouse. So next time you go to buy something, make sure you think about the scale of it. If you feel now looking at your living room or your bedroom that there's too much furniture in there, it might be an idea to pare down that and see if maybe you'd only need 1 chair versus 2 chairs, or if you really need both chests of drawers in your bedroom. Number 6 are products sitting out on your bathroom counter. This is the same as the toaster oven. You're literally gonna pick up that moisturizer maybe once or twice a day, 5 seconds, not even that total, and leave it just sitting there for convenience the rest of the time. Put that stuff away, medicine cabinets or underneath the cabinet. People I see who have all these fancy schmancy little turning wheels for their makeup, yeah, it's slightly convenient, but how difficult is it for you just to reach under the cabinet to pull something out and put it back? That action took me less than, 1 second? Number 7 is another pet peeve. Shoes sitting out. People leaving shoes by the door, leaving shoes literally outside of the closet that they go in. You know, kicking them off as soon as you walk in the door and leaving them where you kick them off. I can't. Put the shoes away. I get annoyed stumbling over shoes. And the last one is mail. Junk mail sitting out, bills sitting out. This is where you get into trouble when you have bills just sitting out because something may go missing. Somebody may mistake it for junk mail and end up throwing it away. When you get the mail, when you touch it, do something with it. Put it in an inbox if you have that and you need that for paying bills later. Throw away the junk. Go ahead and sort the mail as soon as you get it. So now that you have a few ideas of what could be making your house look cluttered, take a look. Start to think about this. Maybe check out the documentary Minimalism. Maybe check out some books by Joshua Becker, who is becoming minimalist. Or minimalism. Becoming Minimalism? I think that's his website. He also has a YouTube channel. His books are great. I'll link those down below. Maybe go ahead and start reading those. get ready for a fun April where we dive into decluttering, simplifying your life, opening up your space, spring cleaning your stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button if you are excited for the content coming up in April. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button. It is free. You do not have to pay any fees to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Click it down below.